Hey everyone, what's up and welcome. So in this video I want to share with us a detailed step-by-step guide on how to achieve this cargo pants with two cargo pockets on the side. It's your girl Ua Apparel. Kindly hit the subscribe button and let's get started. So I have here 4 pieces of fabric which I've already cut out. The width is 17 inches while the length is 43 inches with the folding allowance at the end. Okay, so at the very top here I'll be taking my starting line. So from that starting line, every other measurement will be drafted from. I do this a lot on my tutorial videos. So from the starting line, I'm going inward or I'm going down by 11 inches. Okay, so I'll make a point there. And then also I took an extra crush depth of 2 inches. You could as well go with 2.5. It's optional. Your crush depth is important so to avoid the squeezing around the flap area of your pants trouser. So it is important you take the length of your hip measurement, which is 10 or 11 inches from the starting line, and then your crotch depth, which is what we just did. So to take other measurements, my hip round and then the extra allowances, I'm going to be doing that on the crotch line. Okay, so my hip circumference divided into 4 give me 10. So I made a point there, as you can see right now. And then also I'm going to be adding extra 4 inches allowance, or 5 as the case may be. If you want yours to be bogus, it is okay to make it 5 inches. And so I made a point there. Okay, now to be able to draft our crush angle or flap curve, now I'm taking an extra 2 inches allowance. Remember we took 5 inches extra allowance. Okay, the remaining space there now is where I'm going to be taking extra 2 inches. So I'll be making a point there. Please take note that this 2 inches will not be enough to draft our curve. So what I usually do is I count inward 4 inches. Okay, so from that 2 inches point which I just indicated, I'm counting inward 4 inches. So for an adult, even if you are a size 10, you'd require up to about 4 inches to be able to draft your curve. So I made a point there, as you can see now, and I'm using my straight rule to connect it all the way to the top. So next I'll be using my curve now to draft the shape of a curve. I hope you understand this point I just indicated. Now, please take note that if you took your actual hip measurement and added extra 5 inches before taking this measurement, your outfit will fit perfectly. So this measurement is accurate. So at the border area of our trouser, I'm going to be shaping this trouser. So I took 3 inches measurement at the bottom and I connected it back to the point around the crushed curve there. So I'm also repeating the same thing for the other side. I only took a shaping of 1 inches, and what I'm simply doing now is cutting out my trouser pattern from the fabric. So this is basically the steps for cutting your trouser. It's a simple step. Sometimes as a fashion designer you would want to cut the front pattern separately and cut the back of the trouser separately, but usually I cut both the same and it comes out perfectly well. So you can see that I've separated 2 fabric from the 4. So what I just did was, at the top of the front 2 fabric, I took a 1 inch measurement around the cuff area there so that the waist of this trouser will sit properly. So that's the difference between the front and the back, which you just saw, and I went ahead to trim out that 1 inch from the waist. Okay, so next you can see me indicating with my finger the area where I'm going to be running my stitch around the curve, and I will be stitching by 1/2 inch. So this is what we have, after I was done stitching, I have my back pattern and also the front. So next we will be working on the pockets of this trouser. So I have my fabric which I had cut out already. Okay, so I simply folded it into four and I'm simply trimming it. So the length of this fabric is 10 inches while the width 7.5 inches. So I have this four piece of fabric now, and I'll be separating the fabric into two pairs. One of the pair is what I'm going to be using to cut on the front fabric of our trouser. So look at the way I'm placing it on top. Okay, so ensure that the pocket fabric is facing each other the right side. So I took a length of 6.5 inches, and then at the border or the top there, I'm taking a measurement of about 3.5 inches. You could make adjustments if it is not wide enough, which is what I just did. So that will be the drafting and the cutting of this pocket fabric, this pair of pocket fabric. So I'm simply opening my trouser pattern for the front now, the right sides, as you can see. So ensure you open it over to the right side, and I'm going to be placing one pocket fabric on top of one side, and I'll place the other on top of the other side, the right side. Please take note. And I'm going to be running my stitches around that curve. Okay, so this is me stitching the pocket fabric on the trouser fabric. After stitching, I am flipping over to the back side and then run your top stitch as you see me do right now. So I'm running my top stitch on it again. So this I will be repeating on the other pockets. So this is what our pocket is looking like on the front of our trouser fabric. So I took the remaining two pieces of fabric left and I'm placing it underneath the front of our trouser fabric. So I'm going to be flipping it over to the other side so you can see how it is arranged. So I have flipped it now, and then it is on the other pocket fabric that was sewn on the front trouser fabric. So I'm going to lift it up, lift the pocket fabric now, and I'll be running my stitches around the portion I'm indicating with my finger. So ensure you lift it up. Don't stitch directly on the trouser fabric. So I will do this for both sides of the pocket. So this is what we have after I was done joining the pocket fabric. Okay, so I am spreading it on my table now, and I'm placing the back pocket fabric on top of the front pocket fabric, and I'm going to be running my stitches on both sides as you see me indicate with my finger. So after stitching, I am flipping it to the right side, the front of my fabric. You can see the middle area there, the flap portion open. So we're going to leave it open until we have stitched our pocket fabric, our cargo pocket on the sides. Okay, so I'm simply spreading out one side of the trouser, and I am measuring from the waist to the portion where I want. I took a measurement of 19 inches, so that's where the pocket is going to be placed. If you want a detailed step-by-step guide on how I sewed this cargo pocket, I'll be linking up the video in this video, at the top of this video. So you can see how I've placed it on the area where I want to attach the pocket. I folded the sides inward, and I am simply marking it using my chalk. So that line or that portion you see me using my chalk to mark is where I'm going to be stitching the pocket on. So please take note of how I am placing the material or the pocket fabric on top of it. I am holding it in place using my pins. Okay, so if you do what I just did, you're going to get the same result. So just place it on top and hold it in place using your pins. This I would also be repeating for the other side of my trouser. Okay, so after holding it in place using my pin, I'm going to be indicating the portion where I'll be running my stitch. Is going to be less than 5-inch seam allowance. So you see me indicating with my fingers now, the stitching will be less than 5 inches. So after I was done stitching, this is what it is now looking like. The pocket fabric is looking as though it is a bit bogus, but you can see what I just did. I'm folding down the top portion there. I made a fold and then I'm going to run my stitches on it. Now for the pocket cover, you can see the fabric as well. All of these detailed tutorials I will be linking up in the video above. So I will also be running my stitch around that portion I'm indicating with my finger, and this is what it would look like. So you can see my pocket after stitching. It is looking very beautiful. So it's a very simple and easy step, attaching your cargo pockets on your trouser. So now we can now stitch that middle area. So first I am flipping it over to the wrong side, and after arranging, I'll go ahead to the sewing machine to run my stitches of 1 inch. You could do half an inch. So guys, this is what we have after I'd stitch the center or the middle area, the flap portion. And I'm also folding around the border of the trouser. I'll do that for both legs. And next, we're going to be working on the waistband. So our pants trouser is going to have a waistband. This trouser is one that will have a side zipper. It's not an elastic waistband. First, I am taking the measurement of what the trouser is presently. It is 18 inches, but my actual waist measurement is 15 inches if I want it to be very tight. So to be able to achieve that, please take note of what I'm doing to the trouser now. This center midpoint and the center back point is what I just folded in now, and I'm showing you the stitches I ran to fit this trouser to my actual waist size. So I did it for both the back and the front, the middle area of both the back and the front. And now you can see my measurement is now 15 inches, which is my actual waist measurement. And after that, I opened it on the side where I'm going to be attaching my zipper. But before then, I have my piece of fabric here, which would serve for the waistband. Okay, so it's in a fold and I've also ironed it out. So I'll stitch around as I'm indicating with my finger. So this is what it looks like after I was done stitching. Okay, so the last and final thing we're going to be doing is attaching my zipper on the side. This pants trouser is one that has a zipper on the side. If at this point you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, what are you waiting for? We love you here and we want you to be a part of our sewing community. If you're a fashion lover, and for today's tutorial video, kindly leave me comments below in the comment section on what you think of today's tutorial. Our cargo pants, was it detailed enough? Kindly leave me comments below in the comment section and I will be seeing you on the next one. Until then, stay blessed. It's your girl, Ua Apparel.